Yo, listen up, Rue is stepping up the game, where fantasy Premier League runs in his veins. From transfers to captains, he's always on top, guiding you through every game week non-stop. They say Rue got that Salah flow. Welcome to the channel, enjoy the show. Wild cards, free hits with so much vibe. If you're hunting for success, then make sure you subscribe.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? FPL Root here, back for another live stream. So in this live stream, we're going to be looking at my team selection for game week 24. Leave a few comments, as I will be answering them either during or after I go through my team. And yeah, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe and hit a like on this video too. We'll bring up a few comments now. Glyn saying, hi mate, it's 12 a.m. in the morning here in Greater Manchester, England. Hello mate. Yeah, I know it was a tough one to decide what time to do this live stream. So it's about 10 o'clock here where I am in Australia. And yeah, I was basically going out tonight, so I couldn't really do the live stream then. Going to meet a few friends, etc. So yeah, I had to do it here, and I thought, it's a bit of a late one for people in the UK, but it's a Friday night, so hopefully a few people are still up. We've got Tom here, 8 a.m. in Perth. Yeah, I know Perth is, I guess, not bad time for you. I know it's Saturday morning, so it could be a bit rough, but yeah, at least it's not 12 a.m. Bed soon for me. Yeah, fair enough, mate. No worries. And Glenn saying it's Jota time. Yep. You're gonna see that in the next couple slides, but it definitely is Jota time. FPL Jack, hello mate, how's it going? Captain Jota or Haaland, we'll go through that a little bit later on, but let me know before you're going, so I'll answer that if you're going soon. Abba here, so 1 a.m. here. Whereabouts are you? 1 a.m. Where's that? Is that like France or Belgium or something? And then Captain Kanji, FPL, Captain Jota or Trent. We'll save these questions because I will talk about captaincy when I talk about my team, but I'll save them and bring them up a bit later. Like I said, if you are locked in, send through your questions and I'll answer them if I'm not already covering them in the video. And please, yeah, like, subscribe and comment, as it really does help me out. We'll quickly start through my game week 23 team. So I've done this in a video before, but I'll just go for it quickly. Defense was terrible, 1 pointers for all. Probably a little bit disappointed with Porro. Spurs are just not getting clean sheets at the minute, and he's not getting the attacking return. So he's been not great of recent. Trent, it was probably a stupid decision to play him against Arsenal away after him just coming back from injury, but I thought he'd be all right. He came off in like the 57th minute, and yeah, for me, it was a terrible decision because I ended up benching Moreno, who got 14 points on my bench. So yeah, not a great decision. I probably should have benched Trent playing Arsenal away, but I just thought Trent could score at any moment, and I thought Liverpool would win that game as well. So that's why I did go for Trent. Estupinan has been a terrible transfer for me. He only came on for the last 20-odd minutes. In his first game, he came off at half-time. So, yeah, not the best transfer for me, but hopefully he does get his place back soon and in time for the blank game week. Saka with a goal. I'm pretty happy with that. Gordon was my transfer in. He got an assist. Foden, hat-trick, probably saved my game week. I actually went up a couple 100k. In rank because of Foden, so yeah, really happy with him. Palmer just keeps delivering, even though Chelsea are not doing the best in the league. And then up front, Watkins, 18-pointer. I was never going to captain him anyway. I was always going to go for either Haaland or Solanke. Haaland was my transfer in, so that's why I did captain him. And then Solanke got 2 points. On the bench, though, it's just looking horrific. Just, yeah, not the best. 33 points on the bench, 2 for Raya, 14 for Moreno, 1 for Senesi, and 16 for Garnacho. So yeah, the bench was horrific, but I don't think I would have started Garnacho. I would have probably started Garnacho if I... It's a tough one. I don't know if I would have started Garnacho. I'm saying if I didn't bring in Gordon, I might have started Garnacho, but I had to bring in Gordon in order to afford Haaland. So yeah, it was a tough one. It kind of all stems back to the Estupiñán transfer. So that was the bad one that I made. Cool. We'll bring up a few comments before I go on to my team selection for Game Week 24. So locked in from Nigeria. Yeah, nice. Good luck for AFCON. When's the final? Is it this weekend? Let me have a quick Google. Oh, you played it already? No. No, cool. Sunday. Yeah, good luck for the final. Tom here. Haven't owned Darwin all season, and I got him this week and captained him. Yeah, fair enough. I think that's why you've got him in and captained him, because you haven't owned him all season. I know a lot of people are frustrated with Darwin because, people are just, I guess, frustrated with him, and that's why a lot of people are a bit reluctant to bring him in. So if you haven't owned him, you probably don't have that feeling. I'm the same, really, because I've only owned him once, which was before the World Cup. When he scored 2 goals the game before the World Cup, and then he'd done so well for me, so I don't really have that feeling towards Darwin like other managers. Jack here. So hello, Roo. Hello, mate. Tony, in your picture, have you got him in your team? Are you captaining him this week? Maybe no, but let me know. Last chance for Estupiñán this week. Tom says he's on the bench for me. Yeah. Same. We're going to it now, but same. It is his last chance. If he doesn't play, then I probably have to take him out for the double game week. But again, I probably won't be playing him in a double game week because I've got Trent, I've got another defender that I've bought in, and I've got Moreno with a good fixture. We'll save these questions a bit later. And then, Sunday is the AFCON Cup final, Nigeria v Ivory Coast. It'll be a tough game because Ivory Coast are at home. It is held there, or it's been held there. Glenn saying, I sold Estupiñán and Gordon and bought in Trippier and Jota. Yeah, very good moves. I'm similar, but again, we'll talk about it now. Let's get on to it, actually. That was for a -4. And then Jack saying, before we get on to my team selection, no, I don't have Nunes, and he's really worrying me, giving Tony some magic. Yeah, fair enough. I think Tony's a good pick, to be honest. It's just, I just don't know if I want to take out Watkins or Solanke. I just think they've both got good fixtures, and obviously Solanke's got that double coming up that I'm not too sure I want to mess with my forward line. So here's a team selection for Game Week 24. So I've decided to start Raya in goal. Obviously, West Ham and Arsenal are playing each other. So I decided to go for the better team and gone for Raya in goal. I'm not too confident of a clean sheet, but who knows? West Ham are a bit up and down at the minute, and Arsenal are one of the best teams defensively in the league. So, you never know what can happen. Trent starts against Burnley at home. If he does start, I think he'll do very, very well. I think Burnley are one of the worst teams in the league. And I think if Trent does start, then he will get an assist and probably a clean sheet. So hopefully he does start. I'm a bit worried about the double game week. I don't think he'll play both games because obviously Conor Bradley's there. A pretty good like deputy to Trent. And yeah, I just can't see him starting both the games in a double game week because of basically because of how good Bradley is and because of the cup final. So someone has got to kind of not play every game, I reckon. And I think it will be Trent playing the cup final. And then Senesi. So I've had Senesi since my wild card in game week 19. it was a tough decision this game week. So Fulham away for him, and then Moreno with Man United at home. So it's very, very tough to bench a player that has just hauled that you benched last week and missed the haul. So it is very, very tough. But I do think Senesi has a better fixture. Fulham away, and I think Man United are on a bit of form, and Villa haven't been doing that great recently. Yeah, at home they've lost their last 2 home games. I think one was obviously they lost to Chelsea, and then did they lose to? I don't know. They lost to someone else as well. But yeah, so Villa's home form has started to get a bit shaky, I think. So yeah, for me, I've started Senesi. It is a 50-50, especially with Villa being at home. But yeah, I think it's a better fixture for him. And then my transfer in this week was Porro to Doughty. So Sheffield United at home for Doughty. Porro did have a home game against Brighton. I just think Spurs are not keeping clean sheets anytime soon. And I think Porro, attacking-wise, just hasn't delivered the last few game weeks. Doggy's been the one that's been, I guess, going a bit more forward and getting the assist and goals. So that's why I've taken out Porro. I think because he blanks in 26, because Doughty has Sheffield United at home and then a double game week and then a double game week in game week 28 and then potentially plays in 29. I think that just makes more sense to bring him in. And it also funded another move in my midfield, which again, I'll talk about that now. And yeah, we'll get onto that now, actually. We'll bring up a few questions first. So we'll save the captain ones because I'll go onto that a bit later. So Glyn, I don't think I'll ever own Darwin if I'm honest. Why is that, you reckon? Is it, as he like, have you owned it? You haven't owned him in the past then, I'm guessing. If you said you'll never own him. Because I know a lot of people won't own him because they're kind of a bit scarred from him and he misses so many chances. Or yeah, let me know your reason. So what time is it in Australia? Watching FPL Guerrero. What time is it in Australia? Watching from the UK. Was going to go sleep to wake up in 10 hours for the FPL deadline. Yeah, sorry, it's 10:15 in Australia. But again, Australia is massive. So you got people from Perth, where it's 8:15. You got people from Melbourne and Sydney, which is 11:15 in the morning. So yeah, Australia has a few time zones, but where I am is 10:15. It was a tricky one, like I said earlier in the video, that I wasn't going to be home tonight to do the deadline stream, so I thought I'd do it now. I'll try and catch a few people before they go bed in the UK, and then obviously catch everyone waking up in Australia. So, and then everyone else around the world as well, hopefully would be awake. I think America's a few hours behind the UK, so they should be awake, and Africa's only a couple hours in front of the UK, etc. So, yeah, I was trying to catch as many people as possible as I wasn't going to be here tonight. Next question. So what's your rank? So I'll have to get it up because I've forgotten it, but I was about 500k, and I've got up to 476. It hasn't been a great season, to be honest. I didn't jump on Salah early when everyone had Salah. Well, I started the season with Salah and then I took him out and then he started scoring and smashing it. So yeah, not the best, but I think I played my wild card very late as well, which probably didn't help me, but I think it's actually helping me now because I did bring in the Bournemouth assets, Senesi, Solanke, Moreno, Garnacho, which everyone's looking to buy as well now. So I have got a bit ahead, I'd say, because I played my wild card so late, my first wild card that is. But yeah, it's not the best rank, but I'm hoping for top 100k. Like I know, like I typically get top 100k. I think only once I never got it, or twice in about 10 years. So top 100k is the goal, and to win the mini leagues. To be honest, that's my priority. To have bragging rights over my mates is the priority. So question here, we'll answer this one because it's about the defense and goalkeeper. So currently going FPL Guerrero, currently going for Dubravka, Annalise to Kaminsky and Barkley. Yeah, fair enough. Hopefully you've got a goalkeeper. I'm assuming you have probably got Areola to play in game week 26, so that's a good move. And then Barkley, it's a massive punt, but you know what? Why not? Like, they've got a couple double game weeks. Yes, they blank in 26, but if you can cover that with your bench players, then happy days. I don't think there's too much stress in that one. So I think they're good moves. We've got Christian here saying, "Oi, oi, lads from the UK." Yeah, what's going on, everyone? I'm in Australia, but obviously, you can tell by my voice, I am from the UK. But yeah, let me know where you're from in the comments. Tom here replying saying, Aguero is 8:15 in Perth, 3 hours from Sydney. Yeah, so Sydney and Melbourne are 3 hours ahead of Perth, and then where I am, I'm in Queensland, which is 1 hour behind Sydney and Melbourne. Cool. So we'll get on to the midfield, and then we'll talk about some of the other questions that come in about captain, etc., etc. Cool. So this is the midfield. As you can see, there is a new player in there. So we'll start off with him straight away. So Diego Jota does come in for me. Gordon is out, so my transfer in the week before has now been my transfer out, which is not ideal, but it had to be done. He was going to miss this game week, and I could have played Garnacho, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to want Jota anyway, I think, for the double, so I might as well just do it this week. Obviously, I had to downgrade Porro in order to get him in, which wasn't great, but yeah, I think Jota against Burnley at home is a very good option, and I actually think he's a very good captain option as well. I haven't got my armband on him, but yeah, I do think he is a good captain option. We'll bring up a few of the captain options now. I've mentioned Jota, so captain Jota or Trent from Kanji. So I'd captain Jota over Trent. I think Trent has the potential to go off early if he does start, or potentially not start. I think he will start, but I think he has the potential to go off after 60, 65 minutes. But to be honest, for a defender, that's not the end of the world, because obviously they do blank that clean sheet if they have it. But for Trent, you're missing out on 30 minutes of attack and return. So for me, I would go for Jota. We'll save the Jota v Haaland one as when we talk about Haaland. And then Tom says, "Are you captaining Jota?" So no, I'm not. But he will be my vice captain, captaining someone else up front. But again, we'll mention that in the strikers. And then Glenn saying Jota is a great captain option. Yeah, no, I agree. I do agree, but I think someone else is in. Is this Haaland? I think Haaland is just a little bit better. But again, we'll talk about that when I talk about the forwards. So we'll go on to Foden now. So after coming off a hat trick, Everton at home, yeah, happy with Foden. I think he's so integral to City's team now. I think he's undroppable. The way he's playing, the amount of positions he's playing. So many options he can play from the right through the middle. For me, yeah, he's a no-brainer to play and start. Palmer, again, the same. Palace are without Elise, Eze, Mark Gahey. They're shocking at the moment. So I think Palmer does look really, really good for this week. Chelsea, again, a bit unpredictable. Smashed Villa in the FA Cup. Got smashed by Wolves in the league. Got smashed by Liverpool in the league. So, yeah, who knows what Chelsea are going to take, are going to turn up. Are they just a cup team now, maybe? But, yeah, I think Palmer will do well this week, and I actually think he's got a potential to be a half-decent captain option. But, yeah, I wouldn't. I think there are better ones out there. And then Saka, West Ham away. So Saka's a player that I think a lot of people are maybe getting on his back for not delivering, but I think he has been so consistent all season. Yes, he hasn't smashed it, but he's still been very, very consistent, and he's still been delivering with the goals, with the assists. He's just probably hasn't had a massive kind of double-digit haul that often. He's had 3 this season, which again I think is really, really good. And he's got 8 goals, 8 assists. But obviously last season he ended up with 14 and then 12 assists. So you could argue he is on track to beat that this season, because we're about halfway through and he'll probably end up on about 15, 14, and then the same for assists. So probably about the same, maybe just a bit more. So for me, I think Saka has actually been pretty good this season. We'll see if we can answer a few more questions before we move on to the forwards. So we'll get this one in from Jack. So Tony, Jota, or KDB and Adebayo. So I'm assuming you've got all your chips, etc. So if you do have all your chips, then I'd probably go for KDB, and that is a tough one. I'd go Tony and Jota. I think the fact that Tony you can just leave in your team until game week 29. I know the fixtures are not great, but it's a tough decision, you know. I think it kind of depends on the rest of your team, because, for example, like Tony's going to stay in your team till 29. So if you've already got Solanke for that double, you've got Haaland, then fair enough. But if you're going KDB, again, he's probably going to stay until 20, 28, 29. And then Adebayo is going to stay until 28, 29. So them players are kind of locked in for you. You probably don't have to take out anymore, because you probably bench Adebayo, whereas Jota, he blanks in 26 and then doesn't double, and then probably blanks in 29. So I think I'd probably go for Tony and Jota just because of the goal threat, and just because of the fact you can just leave Tony in there and you can go Jota to maybe a Barkley or someone like that, or even a Richarlison after the blank game week. But that is a tough decision, because even now I'm thinking about it, I think they're both good options. I think it kind of depends who you've got around them, because you're going to want Solanke for that double. So if you don't have Solanke and getting Tony means you can't get Solanke, then I'd probably just go Adebayo. But at the same time, going KDB and Adebayo, you don't have to take anyone out, because Adebayo has the double in 28. He potentially plays in 29. He has a double in 25. And then KDB plays in 26, and you probably keep him up until 27, 28. Whereas you're booking in a transfer for Jota straight away. So it is a tough one, and I think it just depends on the rest of your squad. But if I had to just pick off like that, I'd probably go Tony and Jota, because I think they've got bigger goal threat than KDB and Adebayo. See if we can get in some other questions. So which part of the UK are you from? So I was born in Tottenham, and then I moved out to kind of like the Enfield area. So like North London, kind of on the border of like North London, Essex, Hertfordshire. So yeah, a bit further out into the sticks, they call it. But yeah, so like I'd say like North London area. So we've got a question here from Paul Kit Kabara. Hello, sorry if you already answered this. I have not yet got Jota, and I want more news on Salah before game week 25 and the flu news comments. Yeah, I don't think Salah will play both games in 25 anyway. I think if he is back for that, he'll play one and then play the cup final if he is fit enough to play 2 games. So I don't see Salah as being an option, to be completely honest with you. And the flu news, I guess we don't really know whether that's true or not. For me, surely they haven't all got the flu. Like, surely there's more protocols, and they're professional footballers. I think they can get over the flu a bit quicker than I guess your everyday Joe. So I wouldn't stress too much about that. I think if you want to bring in Jota, then bring in Jota. Don't really consider the flu news, I'd say. Okay, cool. Cool. We've got a super chat here. So this is my first ever super chat. So appreciate that, Christian. So join Christian's International League, everybody. It'll be a pleasure to have you there. PS North London. Yes, big up North London. So the code is TVG2ZY. So everyone make sure you join Christian's League. Yeah, no, it's cool seeing my first super chat. I always wondered how it would look coming up on the screen. So yeah, I appreciate that, Christian. Everyone join Christian's League. I'll do that. I'll do that now, actually, quickly while I've got it. While I've got it here. Keep leaving your comments in while I join Christian's League. But yeah, for me, it's a tough one with this flu news. Let's go join league, private league code. So the code is TVG2ZY. Cool, I'm in. Cool, I'm in, Christian. Cheers, I appreciate the super chat. Cool. All right. Glenn, before you go, I'll get a few of your questions in. So I want you to have them answered before you go. So Everton defense is better than Burnley. I'm currently on Haaland, but could change before the deadline to Jota. Yeah, you know what? That's the only thing that's maybe making me think, shall I swap to Jota because of that Burnley defense? And I think Everton are very good away from home, which is funny to hear because normally teams are good at home and you kind of associate Goodison Park with being a tough place to go. But Burnley are shocking, and Liverpool are, I guess, going to want to put in a performance after getting beat by Arsenal in the last game week, and Everton have actually caused Man City a few problems recently. I think they've won a few games over the last few years against them, but I just think Haaland will get more chances. And for me, I'm just putting the kind of the odds together of he's going to get more chances, and he's probably on par with Jota as being a finisher because Jota is a very good finisher. And yeah, for me, that's why. But also with Jota, you've got to think that he's going to get a goal he's going to get an extra point for a goal. He's going to get a point for a clean sheet. So there are ways to rack up points for Jota, but it is very, very close. But I think I'm just going to go Haaland. So again, another question, Glyn. So captain Jota or Haaland? So for me, that it is Haaland, but it is close. And I don't hate the Jota captaincy, to be honest. I think, like you said though, the Everton defense is better than the Burnley defense. Liverpool are going to want to come back and kind of, I guess right their wrongs after losing to Arsenal. But it's just Haaland. Like Haaland's a freak. But yeah, I don't mind it if it was Salah, and I think I might captain Salah. But Jota, I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure who's going to get enough chances, to be honest. Cool. See you, Glenn. Cheers for locking in. Appreciate that. Got another super chat from Christian. No probs. Yeah, nice one, mate. Appreciate that. Hope everyone's joined Christian's League. I've just joined, so I'll get that up a bit later as well, just to remind everyone what the code was. Cool. So we'll move on to the forwards. So yeah, Haaland captain. Talk about Watkins first. So I think Watkins, albeit Man United are looking much, much better over the last few game weeks, I just think they still concede goals. They conceded 3 to Wolves recently, and I think Villa. I know they lost to Chelsea at home and they lost in their last league game. I'll try and get that up actually because I can't remember who they lost to, but they lost to Newcastle, and then they drew to Sheffield United as well. So they've only won one home game since game week 16 when they beat Arsenal at home. So yeah, it's not ideal. Going into that fixture with Villa's home form maybe looking a little bit worse, but it's still very, very good, and I can still see Watkins getting a goal in this game. I think Man United do well when teams come at them a little bit, and I can't really see that for Villa. I think Villa will be smart in this game and maybe try and play on the counter, and potentially it could be a game where it ends up 0-0 or 1-1. But even though I said that, I can see it being 4-4. So for me, Watkins is a very good pick for this week. Haaland, captain, Everton at home. I do like Jota as a captain, but I just think Haaland at home is just. And the way Man City are playing at the moment with De Bruyne back, Foden's on fire, I just think it will be just a little bit too out there to go for Jota captain and to go for anyone else but Haaland. Like I said, I think if it was Salah instead of Jota, then I think Salah has the pens. You don't know if Jota has the pens either. You know that Salah is a massive goal threat as well. So if it was Salah there instead of Jota, then I could make that argument for captain. But nah, for me, I think Haaland is the best captain this week. But again, I don't hate Jota at all. I think he still is a good captain. I'm just not sure if he's on penalties guaranteed. Potentially could be because Darwin obviously missed one recently. But for me, yeah, Haaland is probably the best captain. And then Solanke, Fulham away. I'm hopeful of this game. I don't think Fulham are that good, to be honest. They've kind of gone under the radar this season. Only last season with Mitrovic, with Pereira, they're kind of that team that people, I guess, saw them go under the radar, then started giving them their props where they're like, oh yeah, Fulham have just come up, they're 10th, they're 9th, etc. Whereas this season, I think they are struggling a bit without Mitrovic. I think they started playing well, I guess, towards the game week 15, game week 13. But I think recently, I don't know how great they are. And I think clean sheets wise, I don't think they're great for that either. So I am hopeful of Solanke getting a few returns in this one. We'll bring up a few questions. So John here saying Haaland and Adebayo or Jota and Doughty. How would that work? Yeah, how would that work? Is that your transfers then? Because obviously Haaland's a forward, Adebayo's a forward, Jota's a midfielder, Doughty's a midfielder. So let me know who you're taking out. Oh wait, you left another comment. 2 seconds. So it would be to sacrifice Watkins just to get Haaland or bring in Jota for injured Gordon. That is tough. Do you have someone else to come off on the bench, or is that dirty? Is that what you're saying? Because obviously I think Haaland is a better pick than Watkins, but if it means you're struggling to kind of get out 8 forwards or 7 forwards, then I'd probably just take out the injured Gordon. But yeah, let me know, because it kind of depends. But if I just answering like this, I think Haaland and Adebayo are better than Jota and Doughty. But again, I need a little bit of context if possible. So Jack here saying I'd be selling Jota for Bowen in game week 26 as well. Yeah, fair enough. That's a good move because obviously Bowen has that game in game week 29. So he's guaranteed to play. So I think that's a good move in the end. I'd probably end up going for that. And I think that's a good move in game week 26 as well. Question from X here. So Cats for Cody. So thoughts on having Son on the team? I don't think yet because he blanks in 26, but I think after 26, I think we're gonna all probably try and get 3 Spurs players because they have very good fixtures and they don't blank in 29. So I don't think just yet for Son. I actually don't think he starts this weekend either. I think not Poch, Postecoglou will start him from the bench. But yeah, I think from game week 27 onwards, I think Son or Richarlison or even Porro back are good options. So Man Corner saying Bowen for Jota or Roll. I think do Bowen for Jota. I think if you're bringing in Liverpool assets, you're better off doing it this week because you're getting Burnley at home and then you're getting a double game week. Whereas if you do it next week, you're only getting a double game week and a blank. So I think go for it this week. Arsenal at home is not a great fixture to play Bowen in, to be honest. But like you said, you're saying you can bench Bowen, so it all depends who you're benching Bowen for. But for me, if you're going to get Jota anyway, just get him this week. FPL Mez here. Hello, how's it going? Good morning. We've got another comment as well. Yeah. So currently benching Solanke. Oh, who's that for? Wow. I think Solanke's going to do well this week. So I'm guessing, is that for like Richarlison? So you've got the same midfield as me, but you've got Richarlison instead of Garnacho. Is that right? John, it was. So let me just get up your comment again. Okay, cool. So yeah, would you sacrifice? Yeah, then I probably would, to be honest. I think so it was either Watkins and Alvarez for Haaland and Adebayo, or Gordon and Pedro Porro for Jota and Doughty. I'd go. That is rough, yeah, because I think I'd go the Watkins and Alvarez to Haaland and Adebayo because you're going to want Haaland for the rest of the season, really. Adebayo has a couple double game weeks coming up. He's a forward, which I think forwards are probably a little bit better for Luton than going for a defensive option. So I'd do that move over Gordon and Pedro Porro to Jota and Doughty because I think Haaland, you just need Haaland in your team, especially for this double. And yeah, getting him this week is not a bad thing to do, especially with Everton at home. FPL Mez saying I have Richarlison. Yeah, fair enough. That is tough. A lot of people have these benching headaches this week. Yeah, not me because my team value is shocking, but yeah, I've still got a decent bench. Don't get me wrong, and especially last game week. I don't know if you're here for the beginning, but I'll get it up now. If you see my bench from last week, 33 points if my maths is correct at this time in the morning. So yeah, I didn't think I had a benching headache last week, but it looks like I did because Moreno and Garnacho on the bench is not great. But yeah, no, a lot of people do have this headache this week. John saying, thank you. No worries, mate. Keep leaving your questions in. I got a few more minutes before I have to go and make breakfast for me and my partner. But thinking a little scrambled eggs on toast. But yeah, leave a few comments below. And yeah, if you are new to the channel, subscribe. I do like at least 3 videos a week. Normally transfer tips, a wild card or free hit draft, depending what's been talked about the most, a team selection video. Sometimes I do a differential transfer tips video, and then sometimes I do a live stream as well, depending on the timings of the deadline. Because obviously in Australia, sometimes the deadlines are like 3 a.m. So I'm not. I know I love using all that, but I'm not getting up for 3 a.m. to do a deadline stream. And sometimes they're on like a Friday night or Saturday morning, where I get to have a little bit of a lay-in. So, but yeah, keep leaving your questions in. I'll bring up Christian's super chat again. So if you're not already, join Christian's league, TVG to ZY, International League, everybody. So make sure you join that. And keep leaving your questions in. So we've got a question in from Christian. I put Gusto in for Pedro to save a transfer. Yeah, fair. Have you got enough players in your defense to cover game week 26? Because obviously Gusto blanks as well in game week 26. But I had Gusto before, but I put Estupinan in for him, which is my biggest regret this season, is bringing in Estupinan, to be honest, for Gusto. I think not even because of the player. I think because of the fact that I've got a 5 million player that potentially doesn't play anymore now. So yeah, it wasn't the best move. But yeah, I don't mind that to save a transfer. Keep leaving your questions in and let me know where you're from as well. It's always interesting to know what part of the world people are watching from. I know it's getting a bit late for people in the UK, nearly 1 a.m. now. But yeah, let me know what your chances are, who you're captaining. If you think Liverpool have the flu, yeah, let me know. Also, I might as well plug my own league while everyone's here. So if you're not already, join FPL Roo YouTube League. I'll get the code now. It should be in the description, to be honest, but I'll put the link in the comments. Not sure if that actually links though from YouTube, but I'll share the code as well. So yeah, join my league. So Christian, Walker, Trent, Porro, Gusto, Estupinan benched. Yeah, nice. Yeah, fair enough. See, it's hard with Gusto. I'm fuming, to be honest, because I think it was a great pick. I put him in on a wild card. I just wish I held him a bit longer. I know he's going to blank in 26. I know he's probably going to blank in 29. But I think for 4.2 million now, I think he's such a good player to have on the bench. But yeah, I just thought that I just can't see myself playing him. I thought Estupinan had 2 great fixtures coming up, which he did, but he came off at half time for one and came on for 20 minutes for the other. So yeah, not ideal, but yeah, we move, I guess. Cool. Keep leaving your last minute questions. Or ask me any random questions as well. Any non-FPL questions, I'm happy to answer. What's my favorite color? Or what phone do I have? Or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, expensive 5 million bench warmer. No, I feel you, Christian. Keep leaving them questions in. So again, this is my team for game week 24. Cool. iPhone or Samsung? So I've got it's a tough question, but I've got an iPhone. But to be honest, until recently, I actually had an iPhone 7. And before that, that wasn't even my phone. I had an iPhone 6S, and then my partner got another phone, so she gave me her old phone, and I've just been using that like for about 3-4 years, iPhone 7, and it was just like everything took ages to load, and the screen was cracked. And do you know, like, do you know what I mean? I could have just gone and got another phone, because it's been so long that I kind of needed it, and like there was no data on it, and it was just a nightmare to use. And then a few weeks ago, I was just like, you know what? I just need to get a phone. Like, I can't. I know it's like first world problems, but I can't keep living like this with a cracked screen and yeah, no data and all that. So I just went and got the 15, iPhone 15, and just thought, yeah, why not? Just treat myself. But yeah, what about you? Cool. I'm probably going to head off in 5 minutes. So keep leaving your questions, any last minute questions, even about the future game weeks, about the doubles, about the blanks, about Spurs, about the Premier League, whatever. Keep leaving them in. Yeah, fair. I wish I was smart enough to use a Samsung, Christian. I just don't feel like I'd understand how to use it. My first phone was actually a HTC, and everyone was like, "Why get an iPhone? Get an iPhone." I'm like, "Why? Like, this is so easy to use and whatever, whatever." And I ended up getting an iPhone. I think my first one was like I want to say like a 5 or something. Or, yeah, and then yeah, I just haven't gone back since. Bit sad, recent, really. But and now I'm fully hooked into the Apple life. Like, I got a watch for Christmas once and all of that. So nightmare. Now I can't escape it. Also, if you're not already, follow me on all my channels. So Twitter at FPL Roo, TikTok, again FPL Roo, Instagram FPL Roo, YouTube obviously. But yeah, I'm trying to do a few more shorts, but it's just struggling to find the time, to be honest. So if anyone's out there that does want to help me create a few more shorts, then that'll be great. Even just yeah, just because I can edit them, I just struggle to find the time. Cool. I think that's it then for this game week stream. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll just bring up Christian's league that you should all join quickly. So again, join the league. TVG2ZY. Hopefully, a few people have joined from that, Christian. And yeah, good luck. Good luck for the game week, everyone. Leave a few of your comments in. Last minute comments. I'll go until 11 a.m. here, so another 8 more minutes. So keep leaving your comments in. But a few new people have joined now, so let me know your transfers and your captains. Cool. Doesn't look like there's any more questions, so I might just end it there. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. I know it's a bit late in the UK and potentially a bit early in Oz as well, and everywhere else in between. Yeah, have a good game week, and yeah, I'll catch you next week for a few videos. I'm making a video Saturday evening UK time. It's going to be out, so definitely check that out. Hit the notification bell on the channel, subscribe, like, share, tell your friends about the channel. We're trying to hit 2K subscribers before the end of the season, so hopefully we do that. Big up to Christian as well for my first ever super chat and my second ever super chat, so I really do appreciate that. And yeah, everyone go join Christian's League, and I'll catch you next video.
Yo, listen up, Rue is stepping up the game, where fantasy Premier League runs in his veins. From transfers to captains, he's always on top, guiding you through every game week non-stop. They say Rue got that Salah flow. Welcome to the channel, enjoy the show. Wild cards, free hits with so much vibe. If you're hunting for success, then make sure you subscribe.